What is up everyone, it is Sajambi and welcome back to another video. Check-in is open as we go through all of the creatures and entities in Doors. Now Doors is yet another Roblox game to hit the big time in 2022, with the game smashing the 100 million visit mark in its first 3 weeks since release, and if you have played it for any length of time, you'll know why. Indoors, the aim of the game is to work through a network of 100 connected rooms to escape the hotel and the horrors that lie inside. The sound and game design create a tense atmosphere throughout your time playing, with the player rarely knowing what is lurking in the next room. In this video, we'll be running through the 13 creatures indoors. We'll begin with the benign creatures and Easter eggs, before moving on to the ones you have to watch out for to keep your life. As a final notice, there are no jump scares from Doors itself in this video. Let's jump into them, beginning with the 4 non-lethal creatures. We'll begin with Jack, who is a non-damaging Easter egg found in wardrobes. While attempting to hide, there is a small chance Jack will appear to jump scare you. You will need to close the doors of the wardrobe to be able to enter and hide, but you do get an achievement badge for your troubles. The Shadow is another non-damaging Easter egg, however it occurs less frequently than other Easter eggs in the game. Upon opening a door, there is a chance that the Shadow glitches in front of you for a second before the room returns to normal. There is a theory that if you are caught by the glitch itself, this will increase the chance of the Shadow appearing later in your current run. Timothy is the most common out of this group of 4 and is the only non-lethal creature that can deal damage. Timothy is a spider that can appear in drawers and will fly at you once revealed. Timothy deals 10% damage in game, although cannot kill you regardless of how low your health bar is. Timothy will also deal emotional damage to people with arachnophobia. Our final creature in this group is Window, and it's a harmless creature that doesn't interact with the player at all. Upon entering a room, there is a small chance that Window will appear in any small window where lightning is flashing. Window can spawn in after a flash or despawn after a flash, with Window's most common appearance happening in the donation room of the lobby. Now we have gone through the 4 creatures who cannot kill you, let's move on to the 9 that can end your run indoors if you aren't too careful. We will begin with Hide, since this is a creature that is present in every room except 50, 99 and 100. Hide will not present itself as a physical being, but it will affect a player if they stay in a wardrobe for too long. A player will realise that Hide is taking effect when the edges of their screen turn red before static text appears telling them to get out. If you still do not leave the wardrobe, Hide will kick you out of the wardrobe, dealing 40% damage to your health in the process. Your ability to enter a wardrobe will also be on a short cooldown, and Hide's effect will become quicker as you progress through the game. Next up is Rush, and this will likely be the first challenge that you come across on your run. Rush's arrival will be announced by flickering lights when a new door is opened. Once that happens, you'll hear a low whirring sound in the distance, and you have up to 5 seconds to hide in a wardrobe, under a bed or in a vent. Rush will go past, take out all the lights in the room, and open the door to the next room. If you do not find a hiding spot in time, you'll be caught by Rush, which will result in instant death. Let's move on to Ambush, who works in a very similar way to Rush. Upon entering a new room, the lights will flicker once again and a player must find a hiding spot before Ambush passes by. Ambush will break all of the lights in the room and open the door to the next room, just like with Rush. Ambush typically spawns as one of the last major challenges in the game, so between doors 90 and 98, however it can appear as an earlier challenge in the game as well. The major differences between Rush and Ambush is that Ambush glows green, has a different scream, and will go past more than once. As a result, you'll have to go in and out of your wardrobe multiple times to avoid Ambush and Hide. The latter will kick you out and block you from re-entering if you stay in a wardrobe for too long. Hide and Ambush can be a lethal pairing together, since Hide can block you from finding shelter as Ambush approaches. If you are caught by Ambush, you will die instantly. Next up is the Eyes, who can spawn in most rooms that don't already have a major challenge in them. Upon entering a room, it takes about a second for the Eyes to appear fully. The Eyes have a unique sound cue and emit a fluorescent blue light, which is how you know they are spawning in your current room. The trick with this creature is to not look directly at the eyes themselves. However, the blue light reflected off the floor and walls is safe to look at. The eyes deal 50% damage per second in fast increments, and so will kill a player with full health in only 2 seconds. Moving on to Screech, which is probably the entity that produces the most jump scares in the game. Screech spawns in naturally dark rooms, which means that it won't spawn in rooms darkened by rush or ambush. Screech can appear at any time while you're in a dark room, and can appear multiple times in the same room. Your biggest clue to its appearance will be the psst sound effect it makes before attacking. When you hear that, you have 2.5 seconds to find Screech before it attacks. Screech can be above, below or behind you following the sound cue, so you'll need to frantically look around to stare it down. If you do find it, a jump scare will happen and Screech will disappear. If you do not, then a jump scare will occur anyway and Screech will attack, dealing 40% damage in the process. Now we will move on to Halt, which is a major challenge that can appear at pretty much any point in the game. You can tell if Halt is in the next room since the lights flicker without the presence of Seek's eyes, rush or ambush. Upon entering the next room, you'll be taken to a dark and green tinted room where a minigame will start. In this one, you'll need to traverse a long corridor while avoiding Halt's approaches. Throughout this sequence, Halt's position will change to the opposite side to where you are standing, and this is signalled by static with the words turn around. At this point, you need to walk in the opposite direction and keep walking until the static appears once again. If you are caught by Halt, it will deal 60% damage to your health, and so will kill a player with full health if you fail the challenge twice. Eventually, you will reach the next door where the minigame will end and Halt will despawn. Halt's corridor can then be safely looted. Next up is Seek, which is a part of two major events in the game. The first occurs around door 30, while the second will begin around door 80, give or take 5 doors or so. You will know if Seek's sequence is approaching since the lights will flicker and eyes will appear on the walls. This happens around 3 to 4 rooms before Seek actually appears. Once you enter a room with a long hallway, this is when you should be preparing yourself for Seek's appearance. Towards the end of the room, a cutscene will begin where Seek rises from the floor and begins its chase. While the number of rooms varies, there are 3 different challenges which you'll have to overcome. The first will be making your way through piles of debris. Watch for a blue glow where you'll need to crouch under the bookshelves when needed. Second will be a task to find the right escape in circular rooms of doors. Finally, the last room in any Seek chase will be another long hallway where you'll have to dodge flaming chandeliers and hands which will grab you and kill you anyway. If you are caught by Seek or grabbed by the hands, then you will die instantly, and if you run over the fire, you will inflict 40% damage on yourself. Our penultimate creature is the Figure, which I'm sure many of you will be familiar with. This is because it is part of 2 major events at door 50 and door 100. It is another creature that is fully blind, but with an amazing sense of hearing to compensate. If you walk too close to it or make too much noise, it will rush towards you and will kill you instantly once it catches up to you. The trick to avoid this one is to crouch walk throughout your time on door 50 and 100, except for your final rush to the elevator on door 100. If you are at risk of being caught, you can hide in a wardrobe, but this will trigger a minigame for your life if the Figure senses that you are in there. For the minigame, you will need to sync up your heartbeat with the rhythm on screen using Q and E on keyboard, left click and right click on mouse, or left bumper and right bumper on controller. Pass the test and the Figure will walk away, but fail it and the Figure will pull you out of the wardrobe and kill you instantly. The Figure does begin to speed up towards the end of each level. It gets faster every time you find a book on door 50, and it will rush to the elevator once the power is turned on at the end of door 100. Doors 50 and 100 are levels that you should take your time on, especially since taking it slow and steady will not alert the Figure. We will talk more about those levels in a future video. Finally, let's talk about the glitch. Now, the glitch isn't a common monster for many people and only appears in multiplayer lobbies. You'll notice that if you lag behind a leading player, then you will speed up to catch them. However, if you lag too far behind, then the glitch will appear to jump scare you, teleport you to the room that the leading player is in, and take 40% of your health. The glitch isn't canon in the game, since the guiding light doesn't recognise the glitch in your post-death monologue. However, it's likely that it is added to the game for optimization purposes. To keep the game running smoothly, the game needs to despawn rooms that have already been completed, and if the player is in a room that needs to be despawned, then the glitch will appear to advance that player and empty the room to despawn it. That's all we have for you in this one. I hope you learned a little something about the entities indoors, and I'm wishing you the best of luck when it comes to making it through the 100 levels and escaping into the elevator. I'll be doing videos related to the items and the different levels indoors in the future, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and comment down below what your favourite entity is. As always, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss a future upload, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!